Hello students, this is your management science class and I am Dr. Shweta Singh. Hope you guys are doing well. In today's class I shall be discussing about network analysis. In the previous class I told you about how to construct a network. Today we will move a step further and learn how to analyze the network. And also to calculate earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest start time, latest finish time, and determine critical path. I provided you the pic of the example that I shall be discussing here to calculate earliest start time, earliest finish time, critical path, etc. Please refer to it and build the network. I hope you can build the network on your own. After you have constructed the network, it will look like this. There may be a slight change in the network you have built, but the logical precedence will remain same. Now moving further to analyzing this network, we have to calculate earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest start time, latest finish time. First we will be calculating earliest start time, earliest finish time using the method called forward pass calculations. Forward pass calculation. What does forward pass means? Means we will be moving forward from left to right, and that is called forward pass calculations. Now what is meant by earliest start time? This is the earliest time at which an activity can be started, while earliest finish time is the earliest to earliest time at which an activity is completed. Okay, like I have built the network, you can see, and these are the activities A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This was the question given to you, and to complete the activity A, time taken is 2 days, and these are the starting activities because there are no preceding activity. Okay, so A, B, C, these are the starting activities with the completion time. Duration is 2 for A, 7 for B, and 8 for C. So A requires 2 days to get completed, B requires 7 days, C requires 8 days, and so on. Now same thing is shown in the network also. We have to calculate earliest start time, finish time, latest start time, latest finish time. And this is how we have to write it. So we will be calculating first and then writing these values in the diagram only, in the network only. So separately we don't have to write it, we have to write it in the network, and that's why we need to make a very neat network so that the values are visible clearly. So we'll start with the earliest start time of activity A. Because these 3 activities are the initial activities, so they can be started at 0 time period. Okay, so for the activity A, earliest start time will be 0. Similarly for B also, earliest start time is 0. For C also, earliest start time is 0. Now what will be the earliest finish time for A? It is started on 0 time period and it requires 2 days to get completed. So when will it be finished? On the second day. So 0 plus 2. So we add the duration in the earliest start time to get earliest finish time. So this will be, the value will be 2. Similarly for B, the value of earliest finish time will be 7. Yes, because 0 is the earliest start time and the duration of the activity is 7. 0 plus 7, 7 will be the finishing time, earliest finishing time. For C, earliest finish time will be 0 plus 8, 8. Okay. Now, next we will calculate the earliest finish time and start time for activity D, or you can calculate for E, G, F and H. But we cannot calculate the earliest start time for the activity K or I. Why? Because these values are not calculated yet. So we cannot straight away jump to any activity. There has to be a logical way of calculating these values, because we will be moving from left to right. So directly we cannot jump to any random activity. So now we move to the next one, that is D. For D, earliest start time is 2. Why 2? The earliest finish time of A. D can only be started when A is completed, and A gets completed early to early on second day. So early to early, D can be started at the time period 2. So what will be the finish time? Finish time will be 2 plus 3, that is 5. We will calculate next for activity E. The earliest start time for activity E is 7 and finish time will be 7 plus 6, 13. For G, earliest start time is 7 and earliest finish time will be 7 plus 4, 11. For F, earliest start time will be 7. For these three activities, earliest start time is 7. Why? Because the preceding activity is B only. There is only one preceding activity, B, and the earliest finish time of B is 7. So earliest start time of these three activities is 7. But earliest finish time of these three activities is different, because the duration of the activity completing time is different. So 7 plus 10, this becomes 17. For H, earliest start time is 8 and finishing time will be 8 plus 6, 14. Now see, in case of I activity can be started only when D as well as E, both activities are complete. Okay. So the earliest start time of activity I cannot be 5, because on 5th day this activity is not complete. It gets completed on 13th day. So this activity can only start when both the activities are complete. So both the activities will be completed on which day? 13th day. So it will be starting on 13th and it will finish on 13 plus 2, that is 15. It will finish, earliest finish time will be 15. For K, again we have to see that these two activities needs to get completed. This activity is completing on 11th day while this is completing on 15th day. So K can start only on 15th and it will finish on 15 plus 6, that is 21. For J, similarly, the starting times are, the finishing time for the preceding activities is 17 and 14. The highest of these is 17. So we will write here 17. J can only start when activity F is complete and it completes on 17th day. So here we will write 17 and it will be completed on 17 plus 5, 22th day. 22nd day को ये ख़त्म होगा and in fact the whole project will get completed on 22nd day. These are the last two activities. K activity finishes on 21st but J activity finishes on 22nd. So the projects get completed on 22nd day. So it requires 22 days for the project to get completed. So this is how we calculate earliest start time and finish time of all the activities. Now we will have to calculate latest start time and finish times. How that is calculated? That is calculated using backward pass calculations. They are also very simple, similar to forward pass, but now we will be moving backwards. That is from 8 to we will come back to 1. Now just like the starting activity had similar earlier start time, now the ending activities have same latest finish times, and latest to latest this project get completed on 22nd day. So latest finish time of the last two activities is 22. So what will be the latest starting time? We will subtract the duration required to complete the activity. So 22 minus 6, the value is 16, and here the value is 17. For this, the latest starting time of the following activity becomes the latest finish time of the preceding activity. So this 16 is the latest finishing time for G. And what will be the latest starting time? 16 minus 4, 12. Similarly, we will be calculating all the values, and it is a very simple procedure. Now see, this will be the 16 minus 2, the value will be 14. Here also this is 17. For both these two activities F and 10H, the latest finish time will be 17, and latest start time will be 17 minus 10, 7, and 17 minus 6, 11. Here it will be 14 for both the activities. 14 minus 3, 11. 14 minus 6 is 8. Here the latest finish time will be 11, and then 11 minus 8, the value is 3. See, in this case we have three values, 8, 12 and 7. Okay, we have to choose from these latest start times of the following activity that what value will be coming here. Now if you recall that when we were having a forward pass calculation, at that time the maximum value was taken, like in this case 5 and 13 was taken, because the activity gets, both the activities get completed on 13th day. So we will take the highest of it when we have to make a choice. Now here we have to again make a choice, but in case of backward pass calculation we take the least of the choices available. So we have three choices available, 8, 12 and 7. We will choose the least value, which is 7. So we will write 7, and 7 minus 7 is 0. Here in case of activity A, we don't have any choice, we have only one value, 11, and 11 minus 2, 9. So 9 is the latest start time and 11 is the latest finish time. So this is how we have calculated all the values, latest start time, finish times, earlier start time, finish times. The third question that is asked is that we have to find the critical path also. Critical path is that path where we have critical activities, those activities which cannot be delayed for a single second, otherwise the whole project gets delayed. So that path, how we will determine, where the values of earlier start time and finish time are same. Earlier start time, finish time is same as latest start time and finish time. Okay, so the values above the arrow as well as below the arrow are same. So this path is critical path. 1, 3, this activity is critical, again this activity is critical, and then this activity is critical, and when we join these activities, that becomes a path. So to reach from 1 to 8, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 8, this path is very critical, because here latest start time, finish time, earlier start time, finish time, they are same. As you can say in the rest of the diagram, rest of the network, the values are not same. Okay, so those activities, they are not critical activities. This also brings us to another concept, that is float. Means these activities which are critical activities, they do not have any float. And what is meant by float, that we will discuss in our next class. Hope whatever we have discussed in this class is clear to you. And if there is any query, then you can ask by messaging me. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Have a nice day.